So, Ant's been looking through the archives and he's picked out his top 5 overtakes of the season. So let's start in reverse order and build up the tension with number 5.
Yeah, so here we got Spa, and the move that we saw Mark Webber pull last year, and the one that we said, we'll never see that again, but Kimi Räikkönen proved us all wrong. We got Schumacher in front of us, on the run down towards Eau Rouge, and a tough customer. You've got to be brave to overtake Schumacher at the best of times, let alone going into Eau Rouge at 200 miles an hour, and here he goes through the inside for the left and gets the job done, makes the move stick. This is what it looked like off board. So close, and I couldn't believe we saw that yet again. Surely next year we won't see anyone overtake into this corner, but it was brilliant stuff.
The 4th overtake that you've gone for involves the same protagonists, Kimi and Schumi.
Exactly, yeah, not to be scared off at all by Eau Rouge. Kimi comes back at him in Brazil, gets him onto the outside, so you got the dry line, of course, in this mixed conditions race, and braves it round the outside. This is a very tricky move. Remember how Hülkenberg whacked into Hamilton here and ended his race. Kimi stays on the inside around turn 2. Now he's got half of his car on the wet stuff going around this flat-out turn 3. So really precise driving there by Kimi and brave stuff again.
So for the 3rd best overtake, you're going to take us to Valencia, aren't you, involving Grosjean, this one?
This one's Grosjean, the man that everyone said couldn't race and was clumsy. And here on Hamilton, he makes the pass that Maldonado tried to and failed. Round the outside of turn 12, sticks it down the inside of 13 and cleanly passes Lewis Hamilton. So brilliant stuff from Romain Grosjean.
What a race as well in Abu Dhabi for Sebastian Vettel, and your 2nd best overtake involves him.
Yeah, so the comeback drive, or one of 2 comeback drives, I suppose, if you include Brazil as well. But this, for me, was a really well-planned piece of driving from Vettel. He knew he was on the better tyres, he had the faster car, and working his way right from the back of the grid, the pit lane, he goes round the outside. Here we are riding on board, round the outside of Jensen. He locks up just a little bit, gives him enough room, and then Jensen gives him the room for the next right-left sequence. We're going to see that from the off-board again. DRS open, of course. Didn't quite have the straight line speed to just drive round the outside before the corner. But yeah, some brilliant driving between 2 very top drivers.
I'm presuming that at top spot you're going to go for Hülkenberg.
Oh, really?
Are you?
What makes you think that?
Well, many have mooted that as the best overtake of the season. Are you not going to go for that?
I nearly did, until I realised,
Let's have a look at it then.
That, you know, it's a very good move, but actually what happens is, as Grosjean's trying to find his way past Hamilton, Hülkenberg sneaks around the outside of both of them. But the thing that put me off of this one, taking the top spot, is this moment here, where Hamilton pushes him out wide and he takes to the green stuff, not the grass, so this concrete section.
Yeah. So
all 4 wheels off the track to overtake. And I just thought, well, I've had penalties before for overtaking off the circuit, and you know, he had no penalty for this one at all. But Vettel, don't forget, in Hockenheim, overtaking a McLaren there at Jenson Button that day, he got a penalty. So there was a lack of consistency, and I just think if I was an official there, I would have said, well, all 4 wheels off the track. It was, you know, if he stayed on the circuit, it would have been brilliant, but he was off the track, and I think if there was grass there instead of the concrete, he wouldn't have passed him.
OK, you put together a good argument for that. So who gets the coveted Anthony Davidson Top Spot Award?
And anyway, the better move, regardless, in my opinion, was this one we saw from Kimi Räikkönen on Hülkenberg. Yeah, once more. He features so strongly, especially towards the end of the year. But this is coming out the last corner in Austin, and the long drag race up that steep incline into turn 1. Hülkenberg guards the inside. Kimi thinks better of it and goes for the outside, and then crosses his line on the exit to straighten his car up, gives himself the outside line. Now this is where you roll your sleeves up. Round the outside of this guy's got to be brave. And he makes the move stick. It's mightily impressive. We're going to see that from on board. So there he goes to the inside. Hülkenberg defending his line, or so he thought, because on the exit, Kimi crosses the line on his outside, but now this is the moment where you've got to stay committed. Remember, it was a slippery circuit. You're looking at, what, 150, 160 miles an hour, and he pulled that manoeuvre there. So great stuff once again from Räikkönen.
And those, gentlemen, are Ant's top 5 overtakes of the 2012 season.